Welcome to the Breakup Recovery Podcasts by your host, Barbara Stevens. Discover the wisdom and remarkable insights of Barbara Stevens, breakup recovery mentor, author, and public speaker. Barbara offers programs and solutions for any breakup so you can turn your life around, create lasting changes for the better, and embrace life again.
Hello and welcome to Breakup Recovery Podcast. I'm Barbara Stevens and I'm a breakup recovery mentor. And this is episode number 078. What can you look forward to after a breakup? There are so many questions you ask yourself when you are going through a breakup. And what can I look forward to is a common question everybody asks themselves after their own breakups. It can be difficult to look for anything remotely positive that is going on for you, and looking forward to anything happening in the future that will bring joy and happiness back into your life seems unlikely. Because all those negative feelings of hurt, anger and pain seem to take over your thought process, you possibly can't make much sense of your emotions. The doom and gloom and endless problems, the difficulties you are faced with, all seem so easy to think of, and they are always there at the front of your thoughts, rather than anything that is remotely upbeat and optimistic. It seems that your future is full of problems, changes, complications, all overwhelming and daunting. Your mind is racing through all of your problems at 1,000,000 miles an hour, with no end in sight. It's so easy to feel like you are stuck and you don't know how to move forward. You don't even know how you are going to even do that. And what does moving forward actually mean? It's a term or saying that is bandied around all too frequently when you are in a place of misery and hopelessness. It's a saying used by well-meaning friends and family, and even in the books and articles you may be reading. I think I've even used that term in my podcasts. When you are going through a breakup, the term moving forward is uncomprehendable. It doesn't make sense and seems like a too far away place for you even to think about. You can't even imagine how you're going to get there and what steps you need to put in place to achieve any momentum to feeling better. You can get so caught up in how you are going to start your new life as a single person, possibly a single person with a child or children. It seems so overwhelming. But I'm here to let you know that whatever you are going through, even if you think your life is at its lowest right now, you are not alone. You will make it to the other side. Some people think that they can do it on their own. Others, and that relates to most of the people that are going through a breakup, need some help. They can get this help from friends and family. They can get this help from a professional, or they can listen to podcasts like mine. And I hope that I am helping you in that very way. I hope that you better understand the feelings that you are having and offer you some ideas or suggestions on how to move through this difficult time you find yourself in after your breakup. So now that you have broken up with your partner, you can be left asking yourself, now what? You can be feeling lost and alone. You have lost your soulmate. You have lost that person you came home to every night. You now have to do things by yourself and for yourself. You no longer have that intimate relationship where you shared all your thoughts and feelings with your partner, all your insecurities, your anxieties, your problems. You have lost that person that would help you to think things through, help you with all your problems, help you look at all the options. They were your safe haven. They were the person you trusted to help and support you through life's tough times. Now they are the centre of all your problems. They were also the person that you did everything with. All your social activities evolved around you doing things as a couple. Now that the relationship is over, you no longer feel whole. You no longer know what you should be doing or even how you are going to do it. How are you going to survive? How are you going to get through this difficult time? With all these emotions and thoughts going through your mind, it can be easy to overlook if you have anything to look forward to. The thought of starting over again can be daunting. It can fill you full of dread and anxiety. All you can think of is all the things that you have lost, all the things that will never be the same. How can you put a positive spin on this? How can you get to a place where you are actually looking forward to the life that you can now create? How do you get to this place? Sure, you can still have that hostility in your mind every time you think of your ex, but where is that going to lead you? What benefit is that sort of thinking going to be for you? How is that going to help you through this difficult time? How is this going to help you to look forward to the fun times, the amazing times, the times that are filled with pleasure and excitement? You can let pride and fear drive your decisions and thinking process. This, of course, and I think you know what I'm going to say next, will not be of any benefit to you. This will not serve you in a positive way. The self-doubt and lack of confidence can slow you down and keep you stuck in worry and concern. But when you think about it, think back to a time when you were single and all the things that you did do on your own, the life that you did carve out for yourself before you entered into your relationship with your ex-partner. You have done it before. You have lived a successful single life, and you can do it again. It's time for a new chapter to happen in your life. Your life so far has been made up of many chapters. The first chapter was when you were born, and then when you grew into a toddler, a child, a person, a student at school. When you had your first crush, your first date. There are the chapters that were full of holidays and vacations. There are the chapters that are full of firsts. The first time you walked, the first time you rode your bike, the first time you went to school, the first time you left home, the first time you bought a car, a home. Your life is full of so many chapters of experiences that you have done for the first time. You had a life before you were in this relationship that has now ended, and you can have a life that is full of new firsts. So let's use this mindset to help you through your next lot of firsts, the first chapter in your life after your breakup. So what are some of the things you can look forward to now that you are single, now that you are in charge of your destiny? Why not start a list of the practical things that need to be done? Do you need to open your own bank account? Do you need to find a new place to live? Do you need to engage an attorney? Do you need to talk to your accountant or financial advisor? What are the practical and necessary steps you need to do to make sure that you are going to survive and be okay now that you have broken up with your ex-partner? So now that you have written your list of the practical things that you need to get done, you can empty your head of these and allow for some of the things that you can look forward to doing now that you are single. I'm going to offer a few suggestions that I used when I divorced my husband, and some of the ideas a few of my clients have come up with in our sessions together. Now, these are in no particular order or preference of importance. And the first one is, if you were having some disagreements or arguments with your ex-partner every time you got home, and this can be normal when you are ending a relationship or in the final stages of a relationship, the fighting and quarrels can become quite frequent. Now that you've broken up, these clashes will have ceased. You can now come back into your home, your sanctuary, and know that there is no one waiting there that is going to start an argument with you. That fear of what is going to happen when you come home can weigh heavily on you, and you may not have even noticed how heavy that was until you've broken up and now living in your own place. You no longer have to listen to them complain or whine about the things that are beyond your control. Or if you were getting the silent treatment after an argument or disagreement, you now know that you can come home to your sanctuary and know that there is peace and harmony in your life. Speaking of your place, You can now decorate your place in whatever fashion and style you want to. You no longer have to consider or ask advice from someone else. You can paint your walls blue, green, or rainbow colours if you so desire. You can decorate however you want. You might love a certain style like a farmhouse, or shabby chic, or industrial. You might have a desire to decorate in a nautical flavour. Whatever you want, you can have. Now you can change your home to make it your space, in your style. You can have your own comfy chair that no one else will sit on, and have the TV remote to yourself, and watch anything that takes your fancy. You can watch that soap opera, that TV series, reality TV, or documentaries uninterrupted, or question your decisions to watch the Kardashians. You can have the food in your fridge and pantry that only you like. You can eat from any takeaway menu that suits your mood and taste buds. You can eat when you want and where you want. You can have your dinner at 5 p.m. or at 9 p.m, depending what suits your needs on the day. You can eat in front of the TV or in your bed. You can start that detox diet that you have always wanted to do. You now have the bed to yourself. You can read in bed until you are ready to close that book. You can watch TV in bed without fear of keeping anyone else awake. You can get out of bed in the early morning without waking anyone else up. You have that total freedom in your home to do whatever you want, whenever you want. You can spend your money on whatever you want. You can buy that new piece of clothing without having to justify the expense. You can choose to go on a holiday or vacation to whatever destination you choose. You can see the sights that you've always dreamed of seeing. You can go to Bali, to Italy, a tropical island, a cruise, a trekking holiday to see amazing mountains. You can do whatever you feel like doing. You can be spontaneous. You can do things that educate and inspire you. You can spend time with the people you want to spend time with. You can reconnect with long-lost friends and embrace new ones. You can be independent. You are in control. You can take care of your needs without having to compensate for anyone else. You can truly find who you are, what you want, and put in place steps to achieve it. Focus on being the best you can be and learn to love you. Return to yourself. And what I mean by that is, often when you are in a relationship, it can be easy to go from a single independent person to a couple that rely and do everything together. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I'm saying that when you are a couple, it can be difficult to maintain that independent persona. What really matters to you? The attention is now on you. It's easy to lose sight of these things when you are in a relationship. What was once an individual often becomes a couple. You mould and grow together and often lose sight of your individuality as you compensate and compromise as you navigate a couple's relationship with negotiations and agreements. I had a client that was a talented triathlete. Now, for those who are not sports mad, a triathlete is a person that competes in a competition that involves a swim, a bike ride, followed by a run. The event can take between 1 hour to a few hours, depending on the conditions and length of each stage. Then there are the more extreme events that are long distance and can take up to 12 hours, if not longer. Suffice to say that training for this event can be time-consuming. There is the swimming training in the pool, the bike riding for hours, and the miles or kilometres of running that all need to be fitted into the week. On top of that, there is the equipment that is essential for competitions, the swimming togs and goggles, the fastest bike and colourful gear so motorists can spot you a few miles away, the high-tech shoes that are kind and gentle not only to your feet but to the rest of your body. Now, before my client was in a relationship, this sport took up most of their free time. Training was before and after work, and weekends were for competitions far and wide. When they got into their relationship, something had to give, and the triathlon was it. It was a major thing at the time, but as time passed, other things came into their lives, and they did more things together. Now, when my client found themselves single again, they didn't want to go back to that lifestyle of continually training morning and night, swimming, bike riding and running, but they decided that having the swimming back was the way to go. They joined a swimming squad at their local pool. This gave them the exercise component. They met new people that were part of the squad at the pool, and the training was something to look forward to. So now that you have found yourself single again, take this time to explore hobbies that you have always wanted to explore, or things that you have given up when you were in a relationship, like my client had given up triathlon, but now she's gone back to the swimming. So that swimming has taken up some of her free time. It's a chance for you to discover or rediscover what makes you happy. What have you been dreaming of doing? What are the things that you want to change in your life? What are your goals? So have an in-depth conversation with yourself to find out more about you and what you truly want to be. Ask yourself, if you really want to be happy in life, would you be doing what you are doing right now? If you had a choice and you do want to be happy, would the life you are living right now be what you actually want to do? This question may lead to the next question. What do you want to achieve in your life, and how are you going to make this happen? What is your plan? What are the steps you need to take to get to that place you want to be in? What is the most important thing you can improve on? Write these questions down and take the time to think about your answers and create a wish list of goals, actions and steps that will help you to build the future you deserve. So if you answered that you want to be happy, but you are not living the life you want to lead so that happiness flows easily to you, what are you going to do to change this? You need to know who you are and be happy in your company before you can enjoy a relationship with anyone else. You need to be honest with yourself and work on any areas that will improve future relationships. You can learn from your mistakes after your breakup. Sure, there can be faults on both sides of the relationship that possibly contributed to the ending of it. But for your sake, try and take an honest look at your behaviour. Own this behaviour. Acknowledge it so that you don't take any bad habits into the next relationship. Ask yourself, is there anything you could have handled better? Did any of your actions contribute to the breakup? Could you have been more supportive? Could have you been more sympathetic? Or could have you made more compromises? So what could you have done better? And what have you learned about yourself? I don't want you to be too hard on yourself and think that you are the sole reason that your relationship ended. This is not a witch hunt. It takes two people to make a relationship work, and sometimes just one person to end it. I want you to live your life looking forward and not to live it looking back at your breakup and taking all the blame. One important thing to remember is that no one determines your happiness but you. You've got this. Stay calm, breathe, take one step at a time and one day at a time. The time for wallowing in your self-pity has finished. The time for playing the victim has finished. The time for your negative thoughts has finished. The time of you dwelling on your misfortune has finished. It's now time for you to look towards your future and what you want that future that you deserve and work out what the future looks like. You are the captain of this ship. You are the president. You are the leader. You are the general manager, and you are the boss. You are the one that can make this all happen. You can have a lot to look forward to. You can have a happy and contented life, a life full of positives and satisfaction. It's up to you. You can have a life that is full of purpose, full of meaning and importance for you. It's easier to look forward to your new life if you leave the baggage of your breakup behind you. I hope that after listening to this episode number 078, What Can You Look Forward to After Your Breakup, I have given you something to think about. I have given you some options that you may never have considered whilst you are in this place of hurt and pain after your breakup. I hope that now you feel that you can in fact change your life around. You can think of different options, possibilities, and opportunities that are available to you. If you feel that you are still struggling with your breakup, if you are experiencing intense feelings of anger, resentment, and bitterness, and it is taking over your life, I'm here to help you in this area of moving on and coping after your breakup. I work with my clients one-on-one through my mentoring program. If you want to learn more about how we can work together, contact me via email or my Facebook page, Barbara Stevens Breakup Recovery Mentor, and book in for my free 30-minute sounding board session, and we can set up a time that suits. In this free session, you will walk away with clarity about your situation, strategies and tools to start building the future you deserve, so together we can start your journey of recovery. All my information is on my website, www.barbarastevens.com.au. If you don't want to miss an episode of Breakup Recovery Podcast, subscribe on iTunes, and I would appreciate it if you could take the time to write a review and rate the podcast. Also, feel free to message me with any questions that you have about Breakup Recovery podcasts or subjects that you want me to cover in future podcast episodes by clicking on the contact button of my website or my Facebook page. I'm always looking for ways to help you recover from your breakup. And the last thing I'd like to say is, be gentle on yourself. You deserve happiness.
If you would like to hear previous Breakup Recovery podcasts, visit barbarastevens.com.au. Connect with Barbara Stevens on social media with Barbara Stevens Breakup Recovery Mentor on Facebook and at You'll Be Okay on Twitter. Read further blogs, view webinar replays, and download your free ebook, 3 Easy Steps to Surviving Your Breakup, and much more at barbarastevens.com.au.